Roger Stone here for Colonial Metals Group. Colonial Metals Group helps Americans protect their future with the most trusted store of wealth in human history. That's actual physical gold and silver. If you're retiring or you're retired, go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/stone right now for your free Roger Stone Colonial Metals Group Retirement Protection Kit. Or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589. Call now to receive your free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver.
And now we have Professor Dershowitz on a Friday. And Professor, I mean, what do you say about all this? Can you believe the legal system?
First of all, the most important thing is happy birthday to you. You're 6 days younger than I am. I had my birthday 6 days ago.
Yes, and I texted you, and I wish you a happy birthday, too.
I know. And tomorrow I'm reading from the Torah, my bar mitzvah section. It's the 73rd anniversary of my bar mitzvah. And so I'm reading about justice and justice shall you seek. And I'm reading a portion of the Bible that says, judges may not recognize faces. Lo takir panim. Do not recognize faces, which is exactly the opposite about how our system works today. Today, everything is about who you are, what party you belong to, what race you are, what gender you are, what sexual preference you are. Everything is about recognizing people. There's no such thing as objective, neutral justice anymore. It's all about identity politics. And that's really the death knell of our system of law, which starts, in the Bible. It goes back 3,000 years, and we're neglecting it and destroying it right in front of us.
Professor Dershowitz?
The prosecutions of Donald Trump have done more to destroy the legal system than anything since Jim Crow.
By the way, that's exactly where I was going to take you, because what do you make of this big decision that they're delaying now the sentencing until November?
Well, they should be delaying everything. Every single legal proceeding involving Donald Trump ought to be put on hold. There ought to be an absolute moratorium dictated from the top at the Justice Department under its 90-day rule, saying the word Donald Trump will never be uttered for the next 2 months, period. That's the way it ought to be. And there ought to be no legal proceedings at all, not evidence, nothing in the D.C. case, nothing. You don't want anything legal to influence the election. And, of course, the New York case is a sham. There's nothing to it. As I said, 60 years of practicing, writing, litigating criminal cases. I have never seen a case like this. I don't understand it. I don't understand the D.C. case. His speech was protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution. His calls were protected by the Article 2 and the 12th Amendment to the Constitution. This is so unconstitutional. It's all just political lawfare. And Americans have to understand that they're the victims of this. Today it's Donald Trump. Tomorrow the other side will be subject to this kind of warfare.
President Trump, during his economic speech at the Economic Club, he brought up that he wants to restore the rule of law. Now, Professor,
Absolutely.
The Attorney General, you knew him and you vouched for him.
Yeah.
He had to know, didn't he?
Yes, and I'm very disappointed. But I have a challenge I want to offer. I don't know who I'm voting for at this point, but I want to hear Kamala Harris.
It's a secret ballot.
Wait a minute. I want to hear her get in front of the same economic people. I want to hear her subject herself to questions by John Paulson, by brilliant economists. She majored in economics. Her father was an economics professor. Let her go in front of the same group. Let them ask hard questions about the relationship, jobs, and inflation, between taxation, between tariffs. Let her answer the questions that Donald Trump answered. I have to tell you, he did a very good job yesterday. If he continues with that tone and with the seriousness and with the policy orientation, he will make her look like she doesn't have any policies. And so the challenge I issue, and I hope Trump will do this in the debate, challenge her to go in front of these economic groups and answer the same questions he answered, not to go on CNN and answer, pap questions, or even in the debate. She's going to be completely prepared to give 10 pat answers in the debate, no matter what the questions are. Let her go in front of brilliant economists who will probe her on her economic policies, because I don't understand their economic policies at this point, and let her explain it. That's the challenge.
Absolutely. And look, her website is blank with policies. Ed Cox.
As Secretary of the Economic Club, I can attest to the fact she's got an open invitation, and the Democrats at the Economic Club are working to get her there. So if she doesn't come there and do what you're talking about, it's on her.
I still don't know how she's going to. I still don't understand how she's going to do the debate.
Well, she's going to have 12 pat answers in which she'll memorize. She's very charming. She'll have a few, smiles and giggles.
And no matter what the question is, she's going to answer to what she wants.
And they won't be good follow-ups because there never are. I wish, people like me who are experts on cross-examination could have an opportunity to cross-examine these candidates, or I wish the candidates would have an opportunity to cross-examine each other. They should allow the candidates to ask each other 3 questions and then have follow-ups so that it's not just questions asked by often biased journalists. So let's get really to the bottom of what these policies are. Otherwise, we, the American people, are denied the information to vote. And I am one of the people who still am up in the air. And I think there's an obligation of the candidates to try to persuade me. And others, there are millions of people out there who haven't decided, who maybe have tentatively decided, but are subject to have their views changed by debates and by discussions and conversations. And we're not getting a fair shot at these candidates.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Thank you, Professor Dershowitz, and have a great weekend.
Hey, good. Have a good weekend, everybody. And
Thank you. The nice happy birthday there from him.